Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with match number 2 with the Aetherworks Angels. I think this is an acceptable hand. We can just get rid of a Bruna with the Tormenting Voice. We have the Evolving Wilds first turn. To go grab, I still think we just want a Forest. I guess we could grab the Plains. Yeah, we have the Game Trail. The thing is, Game Trail is going to come into play tapped. So I actually think the Game Trail should just come into play first. Well, we could draw into a land, so possibly not. We'll wait and see what we get here. It's going to be Attune with Aether. This is the Botanical Sanctum is usually the more aggro version, the creature-based damage version of the deck. Hub. So Hub means that it can come into play untapped either way with the Wilds or the Game Trail. So I think the Game Trail in play tapped is probably fine. And then we can go Hub next turn to get a Puzzleknot out or a Tormenting Voice. So yeah, this is definitely the version, the energy version. Longtusk Hub is a great 2-drop to play. I think we need to get more information and try to set up another Bruna. Okay, so next turn we'll Evolving Wilds and cast the Woodweaver's Puzzleknot. So our opponent is off to an incredibly fast start with the Cub. The worst case scenario is our opponent does get off the 3-2 this turn and does not have it. So the 4-3 Bristling Hydra is probably going to come out next. Has 4 energy in hand. So it is going to be Woodweaver's Puzzleknot. We find the Gisela. Gisela's going to be fine. So we can Evolving Wilds. So we can safely Evolving Wilds or Hub. I think it's just, well, yeah, we could Nestle. Vessel, not Nestle. But I want the Marvel out on time. So it's just going to be crack this for a Plains. Or do we want a Forest? I still think we want a Plains. And then go with the Puzzleknot. And next turn we have the Marvel. Other than we cannot activate the Marvel. So our opponent is going to go all out on energy. So going to do damage to the Longtusk Hub. Which is, Uncaged Fury could easily be in the deck. Tireless Tracker so this is actually going to be more of the creature-based. I don't think they run a lot of, besides the Blossoming Defense, a lot of instances. They're just going to try to establish a creature each turn. So our opponent has a lot of card draw coming up too, but we do just need to stabilize. Not quite sure we want to run out of Gisela. Gisela might be the better card. The Hub gets us really close to the Marvel. We'd have to use yeah, I think it's just Marvel here. I don't think that our opponent can kill us this turn. Bruna would require a Harness Lightning to kill Bruna. But then we'd be net down in energy, and then we wouldn't be able to cast a Marvel the following turn. So I think that is going to be just Aetherworks Marvel. And our opponent needs to try to kill us this turn. 8 damage is possible here. Tons of clues. And a Jace. Main board Jace. I don't think it's that relevant. It can return creatures though. So I guess that is relevant. So we need to hit a Linvala off the Marvel. Attune with the Aether is fine. Aether Hub is also fine. And we will go with a Vessel. Crack the Vessel. Which gives us that last energy. And I'm glad I didn't use the Marvel yet. Let's get a Canopy, because we do need that other white source. And we'll wait until the attack happens so Jace can't return the creature that we want to get back. I mean, I could attune here. Do we want to net down mana? I don't think we do. Alright, so still in decent shape. Unfortunately, Bruna doesn't hit much, so he's going to scry here for Jace. And our opponent does have a ton of clues. Just lots of card draw. And I just miss. Because Servant of Conduit can actually block and adds... So if I gain the 3 life, our opponent can actually pump up to a 6/9. I think it's actually still Woodweaver's Puzzleknot. Because that's 12. Our opponent cannot do 12. I can only do 10 damage. Oh, wait. No, the clues. Yeah, that was a bad play. We drew too many Brunas there in the start. I don't think I'd make any changes. I don't think Ulamog is necessary, or we'll bring in the other Linvala. And at that point, I still like the Mary Shepherd. Bringing back infinite Linvalas does seem like a really decent play. What we would take out, though, for the last Linvala is most likely... Yeah, there's just no room to take anything out. It's a problem. I mean, I could take out like a Tormenting Voice. I think that's fine. Yeah, and in this particular matchup, I don't care to really bring in anything. Tireless Trackers just die too easily to the Harness Lightnings and whatever removal our opponent runs. Sigarda is not that relevant. Chandra is awkward versus energy because they usually get creatures bigger. Ulamog's fine, but I think that we can do a decent job just clogging up the board with Gisela, Bruna combo. So that time our deck did not work out for us. Still want the Harness Lightnings. We still have a little bit of game against this match. And this is okay. It's okay. I think we'll go the hub. And we're not doing the Vessel because I want to use it for the Servant. And there's Attune. And most likely I'm going to end up using the Woodweaver. No, I'll use the Servant because it gains us back energy for the hub. There's an Attune. Yeah, we'll use the Attune here. I don't like utilizing an energy. It nets up 1, though. And this allows the Vessel. So we'll be able to dig. So there's a Servant of his. Drew that Bruna. We need a Tormenting Voice just to get rid of it. So I think we're going to Vessel right now to try to get another green source. Is that the smart play, or is the smart play just to play another Vessel, play a Servant of the Conduit? Now I'm going to Vessel here. See what we can find. Game Trail is okay. Yeah, I don't want the rest of them. Let's grab a Game Trail. We need the other source. And there's nothing to reveal, so it comes into play tapped. Off to a slow start, though. We haven't seen an Aetherworks Marvel. We've gone through 14 cards of our deck. And as a Bristling Hydra is a very difficult draw. It gets very, very big quickly. Another Game Trail. I'm actually wondering if Game Trail is the right players at the basic land one. I think that the right play here, though, is just to Vessel again. And at this point, we can play the Game Trail and play tapped and then just Puzzleknot. But this is looking scary with the Bristling Hydra. So this is the awkwardness of the Aetherworks Marvel decks, is when you do just completely miss out on the Marvel. Our opponent could have brought in some hate cards versus the Marvel as well. But the Hydra is going to swing in for... Ooh, going to go for another Blistering Hydra, so it's actually going to swing in for quite a bit. See if our opponent does decide to... No, decides not to use the energy. So, see what we can get in. There's Gisela. I think Gisela actually is a decent line of play with Bruna on the... Well, I think that cracking a Vessel and trying to hit more information is probably the right... Yeah, there's the Marvel. I don't think that you ever take anything over the Marvel. This allows for Servant of the Conduit, which gives us a blocker. And we'll definitely block one of them. Attune goes and gets another land. There is the real possibility of a counterspell being added to our opponent's arsenal. Opponent has an incredible amount of energy. So, I think we go for it, though. And it does hit, so we'll just use another Woodweavers. Gives us multiple activations per... Well, so per turn we're going to get a Marvel. So here I'd love to hit a Linvala. Stabilize this quite well. An Appetite happens. So this is basically Linvala or bust. Or we can just grab another Aetherworks Marvel. It doesn't help us, though. Do we just die to lethal? How big can it get? So it gets up to a... We can actually make it so he doesn't gain life. Bruna has no targets at the moment. So Bruna is just... Because these are elves, so I can't even get back the card. The Mara Shepherd is just a 4/4. I don't think it's smart at this point. So I think let's go for another Aetherworks Marvel. And keep this one, which does give me another activation. And that just fizzles. And that is further down for a Linvala. And we found the Linvala. So if we draw a land to Linvala, I want to die here, I believe. Yeah, because it gives us a target for the Bruna. She just have a harness. Clip wings. Okay. So it did die. Still gain the 5 life. And how do we want to do this? Oh, he's got a harness lightning as well. Okay. But that's 2 more energy. So if nothing else, Aetherworks Marvel can hit again. See how much our opponent does. I know I can't really hit a Bruna. He's going to go for some counters on the Hydras. That's 12 damage. So let's see what we can muster up. I think it's Bruna over anything else if we drew a land. We did not draw the land though, so I think it's going to be Gisela and Crack. Can I do... No, I can't do both. So... we'll just crack a Woodweaver. And I do believe we just cast it right now. And we do hit the Bruna. So Bruna will get back Linvala, and that's definitely worth it. And I could serve of the Conduit. I think actually serving the Conduit's fine here. Gives us some energy, gives us another blocker. So it's 19 to 20 with 3 cards in our opponent's hand, 2 cards in our hand, with Bristling Hydras that are actually pretty big. And there's the third one. So it's an army of Hydras. And we will group block on the Bristling Hydras, and most likely group block on these ones as well. He'd have to put a counter. I want him to use his energies. Servant of the Conduit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't go with the Servant. So possibly we just go, we're going to go like this. So Linvala is going to go there, and then Bruna and the Angel token will go here. That way he's got to pump up twice there, and that's just going to die. Or is it better just go to pump up? Yeah. So Bruna here, and Linvala and the Angel here. That way he's got to pump up to 8. He has 3 activations, and if he wants to get this one, he has to at least pump 2 into, and to kill it, 2 into that one. And we want Bruna to die, actually, so I think that will make our opponent want to kill the Bruna. Yeah, I was right about that. Loses his Bristling Hydra, keeps back a... Opponent is not going to like our play this turn. Not going to go for a Vessel. Let's keep going for Linvala. I actually won't get a... At this point, do I just go for Gisela? Let's crack the Puzzleknot and see what we just naturally draw into. I'm just going to go with another Servant. Whoa! I did not cast. There we go. Cast a Servant. Thought I clicked no there instead of yes. Alright, so Vessel can still come out, or we'll just go Gisela. Alrighty. Keep back everything because it's messy for our opponent to attack in. Servant of the Conduit doesn't lead to quite another activation. And that's 7 right there. I'm actually force my opponent just to kill that Bristling Hydra. Could have another like Harness Lightning in hand. Doesn't net him up much. Gonna choose to kill off the 2 angels and just let it die. Keeps me back up to a 26. I get 2 energy. Absolutely loving this deck. Oh, it's such a fun little recursion strategy. So here we can go for the Bracella, which I think I'll just do that instead of really care about anything else. So it's 5, 6, 7. We'll go Bruna. For the Gisela. And see if our opponent just scoops. Yep. Now our opponent really can't cast a lot of cards. Like the worst case scenario is he top decks into a Jace. It's just a Lumbering Fall, so our opponent can't really attack in with anything. And this card does have Flying, Vigilance, and we'll get a Plains here. Kind of don't want to cast the Plains quite yet. We'll activate, because I want to hit a Maria Shepherd here. And we haven't seen it yet. Gisela, we have one in our hand. I think I'll just go get Woodweaver's Puzzleknot. Nah, we'll get Gisela. And then we can Vessel. Yeah, I'll keep that Plains in hand. Put it down to 11. We're clear up to 35. I don't think there's a whole lot our opponent can do. I'm going to go ahead and Vessel. And get back another Bruna. That's our last one. And now we're pretty much out of reach. Again, I'll have to play this last match quite quickly. I think as I get the hang of this deck, we'll be able to move along quicker. Yeah, our opponent realizes he can't cast anything with Gisela and scoops it up. So, alrighty. Ulamog, again, doesn't seem that great in this one. I could lock him out of a specific color. I don't like that play. I don't like the Tireless Tracker. Our opponent is running a lot of removal. The Clip Wings, the Harness Lightnings. It doesn't really trade with much. It's kind of slow versus this type of deck. So, I think we'll just keep it as is. Linvala is very strong. Bruna and Gisela are very strong. And Mary's actually weaker without the Tormenting Voice. In all honesty, I could take out the Harness Lightnings. We'll keep this hand. It's slow, but you never know. We could get there with this. We can take care of whatever the second turn play is. Evolving Wilds is going to lead to a very slow hand by our opponent. And we have a second. I'm just going to put this in play tapped. All the people that reveal, I don't think there's a point to revealing here. And we do want the card out. So regardless what our opponent puts out, we'll probably kill. And this is a Servant. Yeah, the Cub, I think I'll harness Lightning the Cub. Just do it before a Blossoming Defense can happen. No play by our opponent, no Tireless Tracker means Bristling is in the hand. So at this point, we'll just go for Forest and keep up the Harness Lightning. But kind of awkward hand that we didn't get any energy producers, which can be. So there's the Hydra. Now I could force out a Harness Lightning right now and force him to use it. I don't think so though. And then just use the energy on nothing. I think we'll just put out Aetherworks Marvel this turn. Kind of an awkward little draw though, without the energy. Actually quite a long ways from dealing with the another mountain. It's getting closer to casting any one of these, but we need another source. Now, Harness Lightning does, it's just choose target, yes. So, I guess if he is hexproof, doesn't get around it. So I think that we just need a Hail Mary for something here. Another Marvel. Yeah, kind of an awkward draw there. No Attunes, no Servants, no Woodweavers, Puzzleknots. No Torment. Well, we only have the one Tormenting Voice now. And that's game. No matter how I do this, it's game. Alright, so that was a disappointing last game. Vessel would have been nice last turn. Attune also would have been pretty good to find that source for the Gisela. Yeah, I actually like this matchup quite well. I think we clogged the board extremely well with the Angels. We'll go on to the next match. This is Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.